This whole Israel-Hamas war has divided America, cleaved America into two. No provocation. Israel is minding its own business. 5 countries get together and they attack Israel. And the idea is to wipe out Israel, take over Israel's land and throw all the Jews into the sea. Stop Israel from going after Hamas, wherever Hamas hides. And this I've said before, and even Benjamin Netanyahu also made that comment that every Hamas member is a dead man walking. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. This entire war between Israel and Hamas is going on month after month after month. What people thought would be a short campaign is now, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. May is about to finish in a couple of days. That will be in the end of May and it will turn into June very shortly, and this seems to be going on and on. It's no longer a short war. And there, Nikki Haley, former Republican presidential candidate and United States ambassador to the United Nations, signed Israeli artillery shells. She went to Israel. She signed Israeli artillery shells with the inscription, "Finish them," during her Memorial Day visit to Israel. She signed, "Finish them." This reminds me of Kargil, where Indian bombs, they were loaded on planes. The Indian Air Force, they were loading planes, and one of the bombs, I remember I saw a heart with an arrow through it, and it said, "From Ravina Tandon to Nawaz Sharif." So this reminds me of that, with love from Ravina Tandon to Nawaz Sharif, and it was a massive bomb that the Indian Air Force was loading on their aircraft. And this moment was posted on X, Twitter, by Danny Danon on Tuesday, an Israeli parliament member and former UN ambassador who accompanied Haley on her trip. Danon documented Haley's support activities, including a visit to southern Israel after a Hamas attack that resulted in 1,200 deaths and 253 hostages. They also visited Israel's northern border town with Lebanon together. Now, obviously, you see, this whole Israel-Hamas war has divided America, cleaved America into two. A lot of religious Americans feel that because of biblical reasons, they need to support Israel. Jesus was a Jew, right? And a lot of them firmly believe that they should support Israel because Israel is a Jewish state. I have my own reasons, and my reason for support, my unequivocal reason for supporting Israel is not that it is a Jewish state, though I'm very happy that it is. My reason is that Israel is right. And I can debate with anybody who wishes to debate with me on this topic. Anybody. There are so many people on social media who are saying this and that. If you wish to debate, let me know. Right? Write to me. Let's have a debate. But you see, again, live debate. It can't be edited. Beamed live. Come with facts. Come with the history of Palestine. Come with the history of Israel. Ancient Israel and modern Israel. And above all, anybody who gets too excited, many people talk about the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Come with the history of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Then we'll talk. Right? Then we'll have an open debate and we'll stream it live. Anybody who's getting overexcited, you're welcome. So, Haley criticized the Biden administration for withholding weapons to deter an Israeli attack on Rafah. See, US said that we'll withhold weapons. Israel still went ahead and attacked Rafah. While American weapons are welcome, lack of them will not stop Israel from going after Hamas, wherever Hamas hides. And this I've said before, and even Benjamin Netanyahu also made that comment that every Hamas member is a dead man walking. And when he said that as the Prime Minister of Israel. It is policy. And it does not matter whether they're hiding in Palestine or they're hiding outside. They're hiding in a European country, they're hiding in Turkey, or they are hiding in Qatar. It does not matter where they are hiding. It simply doesn't matter. When Mossad tracks them, Mossad will do what Mossad does. So Haley argued against withholding weapons and interfering in Israel's war efforts, stating that America should unequivocally support its ally. America needs to do, and this is what Nikki Haley says, America needs to do whatever Israel needs and stop telling them how to fight this war. You're either a friend or not a friend. Now, let me also tell you, ladies and gentlemen, essentially what this thing is that though sad and though avoidable, there are civilian casualties in war. Unless, of course, you have a war that is a totally isolated conflict like Kargil. You know, it's 99% only army people there, this side and that side. And maybe one odd civilian here and there, but otherwise 99.99%. But if you fight a war in areas that are habitable, in habitation, there will be civilian casualties. You cannot avoid civilian casualties. It can't be in no war. The First World War, the Second World War, even before that. In no war have armies been able to avoid civilian casualties. Do you think there was no civilian casualty in the 1947-48 war? In which Pakistani tribal invaders and the Pakistan army, they invaded Kashmir? Or do you think there were no civil casualties in 62? Or 65? Or 71? 1999, as I said, it was, it was an area-specific war. It was a localized conflict. Even then, there were some civilian casualties, but very few. In no conflict are you going to have a scenario where there is no civilian casualty. And Americans themselves, I don't know why the Americans are opposing Israel. The American government is opposing Israel. America is guilty of some of the most heinous human rights violations in the world. Yeah. These were the guys who dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And they justified it by saying that if we kill so many Japanese, Japan will cease to fight. One of the reasons, of course, was they did not want to see the Russians taking over part of Japan or taking over large parts of China. They didn't want that. So they said, no, let's finish this war. They dropped bombs, yeah. I don't know how many they killed. Even later on, look at Korea, look at Vietnam, look at Iraq, look at Libya, look at Syria, look at Yemen, look at Afghanistan. America just keeps on killing, and I don't know where America finds the morality. And they don't think this is ironic when they say that Israel is killing. Of course Israel is killing people because they attack them first. This is what happens in case of a war. And always, I just want to say something to you guys, the way the Palestinians play the victim card, I think they should be given an Oscar or a Nobel, whichever comes first. They attack Israel first, even before these bunch of Arab Muslim countries attacked Israel. And they have been attacking Israel for quite a while. Ever since Israel was, again, a modern state, which was signed off by the United Nations, and everybody agreed that on this piece of land there should be Israel. There was Israel, mandated by the United Nations, and they were attacked by the Arabs. Who can forget the 1967 war, when these 5 countries got together to attack Israel? No provocation. Israel is minding its own business. 5 countries get together and they attack Israel. 5 countries. They attack Israel, and the idea is to wipe out Israel, take over Israel's land, and throw all the Jews into the sea. So that is the battle plan. And they attack Israel. Israel beats up everybody and takes over their land. And when Israel defeats them and takes over their land because they came to take Israel's land, then these people start playing the victim card. Same thing happened in 73, the Yom Kippur War. They came to take away Israel from the Jews, throw the Jews into the sea, kill everybody. And they attacked on Yom Kippur because it's a festival where Jews will not work because it's a holy day, so they don't work on that day. They attacked, and the Jews hid back. They came to capture Jewish territory, Israeli territory. Rather, they got defeated, and the Israelis captured their territory, and then they again started playing the victim card that, the Palestinians were not refugees. They were living on Israeli land. It is just that they refused to accommodate. They never accepted the Israeli state. Today they do. Right? So, this all has happened. Now, there is another news which I'd like to share with you. And this is that now the fighting in Gaza will continue for at least 7 months. The Prime Minister's National Security Advisor, Zachi Henegbi, he told Israel's Khan Public Radio. And he says at least 7 months more, this fighting will continue. Israel's military had taken control of 75% of the buffer zone along the Gaza-Egypt border as it pressed ahead with an assault on the southern city of Rafah. The Israel Defense Force said on Tuesday that troops were operating in a very targeted way against Hamas's remaining battalions in Rafah. Israel insisted that it must take Rafah to achieve victory in the war triggered by Hamas's unprecedented attack on 7th of October. In his interview, Mr. Hanegbi also suggested that Israel would soon take full control of the Philadelphia corridor, a buffer zone only about 100 meters deep in parts, which runs along the Gaza side of the 13-kilometer border with Egypt. And the IDF spokesperson said that aircraft targeted 2 senior Hamas officials inside a structure away from tents using munitions with small warheads. He suggested that weapons stored by Hamas nearby might have caused a secondary explosion, as the size of the fire couldn't solely be ignited by their munitions. So this is what Hamas does. No surprises. Hamas will always have his headquarters, ladies and gentlemen, in refugee camps near tents. And they will attack Israel, and when Israel attacks back and a few refugees die, play the same old platinum-coated Palestinian victim card. Oh, we are the victims. We are the victims. And the Israelis are the oppressors. They love to use these words, Palestinians. Huh? Oppressors, collaborators, they love to use these words. At least good, I'm all for Israel, yeah? And I agree with what Nikki Haley says. Finish them. Here are the question and answers. Rahul Gandhi. This is, of course, not the Rahul Gandhi. It is some gentleman posing as Rahul Gandhi. As China's increasing violation of Taiwan's airspace and coastal line, how is India supporting Taiwan? So how is India supporting Taiwan? India is in talks with Taiwan. Is India overtly supporting Taiwan? I don't think so. But I think we should. The short answer is I think we should. We are not doing it right now, but I think we should support Taiwan because, you know, if we think that China is going to get upset if we support Taiwan, China attacked us in Galwan and we were not supporting Taiwan. Our supporting for Taiwan or not supporting Taiwan has nothing to do with Chinese activities. China will continue to do what China does. So it is better to support Taiwan. Can Indian defense forces refuse any defense policy made by the government? If so, how they refuse? Thanks for taking my questions and love to watch you laugh. Okay. Thank you, Rahul Gandhi ji, because that is what you said your name is. No. Policies are not made like that. That can the armed forces refuse a policy made by the government? Policies are made in conjunction with the army. So the government will not make a policy for the army without the army's concurrence. So policy making is you get everybody involved, you get the higher headquarters involved, and it comes through everybody, and everybody has got a say. And everybody's got a buy-in, which is why there are delays, because you have to convince people, right? Jointness, theaterization is taking so long. Why is it taking so long? The reason is that everybody's buy-in is required. If it was simply a question of the government saying, let there be theaterization from tomorrow, then simple, just say it in the parliament. Get enough votes, get it through. It becomes a reality within 48 hours. You can do that. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And orders from the government, the armed forces refusing, it does not happen anywhere in a democratic country. Only happens in countries like Pakistan. You know, even in the United States of America, if the president gives an order, that's it. That's the last word. Because it is not the politicians or it is not the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of India represents the will of the people of India. That is why he's the Prime Minister. He's there with the will of the people of India. And you cannot defy. You can be the Army, Navy, Air Force, whatever. All respect to you. But you cannot defy the will of the people of India. And the Indian military never does it. It's only Pakistanis who do it. Lakshay. Hello, sir. People are blindly putting stories of all eyes on Rafah. I find it nothing less than a joke. It's like there were no eyes on Israel on 7th October, but all eyes on Rafah today. Weren't those in Israel innocent who were abducted and killed by Hamas? Then no one was crying. Your views? No, it is just this Palestine victimhood, long tradition of victim card that the Palestinians have, and mobilizing social media, and our celebrities who are, many of them, not all of them, but many of them are simply airheaded. They will go and do nonsense. They will say stuff just like that, just to be in the news. If you think Sonam Kapoor knows where Rafah is, don't hold your breath, right? She won't be able to find a way to Borivali in Bombay, even with the GPS. So if you think Sonam Kapoor knows where Rafah is, or they've ever heard of Rafah before this trend started. I've had a chance to see a few of them, I'll not take their names, a few of them up front in Mumbai, inside Mumbai. I met a few of them. They're not very smart. I'm not talking about all people from Bollywood. No, some of them are really smart, some of them are really intelligent, but these kinds of people, they're not. They're just in their bubble. They don't have that kind of grey matter. They're not intelligent, right? They can be clever, they can be a little cunning, they have survival skills, but I don't think they should be legally allowed to have an opinion. There should be some sort of IQ barrier to reach before you can have an opinion and air it in public. These guys some of them are really stupid. Anyway, with that, I come to the end of my video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.